guys, welcome back to Small Block Garage. Want to check out the main caps on this block. This is the lm7 we're using for the 1,000 horsepower build. I've got most of it apart and you've seen the other videos on the channel. I got the pistons and the rods up here on the bench and I checked the bearings there. And one of the, I think it was number 5 bearing was pretty messed up. So we're going to check the main cap bearings and show you guys what to look for. I start with using a kind of Milwaukee pen just to mark the main caps and the orientation that they came off the block. You don't really have to. I mean, I'll remember this and most of you guys will too. Helps a lot if the Milwaukee pen works. And it isn't a total piece of I kind of suspect that this thing has some issues inside here. I pulled the oil pan off and I didn't see a whole lot of really bad signs as far as bearing material or anything, but I figured give us a little insight on how this thing was ran. A lot of dudes just take these things out of the junkyard and throw a shitload of boost at them, and I mean we could do that, but doing this kind of video series gives you guys an idea of why that's not the best idea. This thing's a pile of crap. I already busted this main cap, the first one off, just to kind of make it a little easier. On the inside, they're 6-bolt mains. There's 2 bolts on the inside of these mains. The innards are 13 mil. I want to start with taking all of them off first. The outsides, I mentioned, those are 15 mil. Definitely should think full bolt because this impact kicks off. That's the first main. It looks pretty good. I suspect that there's some issues back here, but we'll see. Now it's a 6-bolt main, like I said. The side bolts, don't forget to take them out. Obviously, if you guys are here, you probably know that, but like I said, I'm doing this series for beginners as I'm a beginner with these motors myself. This is a 10 mil. And of course, got the other elusive 10 mil socket, which I painted red because I'm stupid and lose stuff all the time. Thing's about as crusty can be. And filled with grease and all the places you don't want grease. It makes it super hard to take an engine apart. Now that we got all these main caps marked, we can pull them out. I like to keep the bolts in the oil pan rail so I know what orientation they came out of the block. It doesn't really matter, but if you're doing a stock rebuild, then you want to put things back where they were. I don't know whether I'm going to put billet caps on this or whether I'm going to reuse these. These are probably all right, but like I said, this is going to be 1,000 plus horse when I'm done, so kind of want all the protection I can get. Now, it could be a lot worse, and this still would have probably ran fine and had no knocks and really no loss in oil pressure, but that was getting to be fairly bad. Now, I didn't wipe this lobe off. I wanted you guys to see what I'm seeing as I'm seeing it. Right there is a little piece of bearing material and a little bit of oil, and I'm assuming that's probably not all to do with, but a lot to do with why there's so much scraping right there on that journal. That's not ideal, not really what you want to see. But like I said, this is a rebuild, guys. So let's move on to the next one. I'm assuming it's probably going to be similar. The rest of the journals look kind of okay, and I'll bring you guys through and let you look at them too. Yeah, this one's got some wear on it also. Yeah, there's a good example. Let me wipe it off for you. All that scoring, you don't want to see that. That's kind of suspected it with this engine, but I'm pretty sure that this is lack of oil changes and really crappy maintenance on the last owner. This thing did run fine though. It came out of like an 03 or 04 Avalanche. And like I said in a previous video, I think I had 150,000 miles on it, and it ran good, ran smooth. Now, running smooth doesn't really mean anything, as you can kind of see on this main journal. It got pretty hot. It's hard to see through the camera, but there's definitely a little bluing on the crank. Getting off all the main caps off, really the worst of them were the third and the fourth. And like I said, it's oil change issues. Could have been revved high a few times. There's any number of things that really could have happened to this. This is something that's caught pretty quick. Like I said, this motor still ran pretty good. A lot of people would have took this right out of a junkyard and threw, 2 turbos at it and 15, 20 pounds of boost, and it probably wouldn't have lived very long. But that's why I'm hopping on here and I'm doing this for my own, well-being as far as the engine goes, and doing it to show you guys what to look for. There's not a lot of videos out there showing the insides of one of these straight out of the junkyard before it goes through a rebuild, so figured why not. That's about as much fun as we're gonna have today. I appreciate you guys tuning in. I love doing this, and I hope you guys like watching it, so come back next time. Thanks.